Fiat's E-Scudo calls itself a van for true professionals. This, the Italian brand's interpretation of the mid-sized full-electric design shared by other Stellantis Group models. Here though, it's backed by a dealer service network far better suited to demanding commercial needs. If the current state of commercial vehicle EV technology makes sense for you in this sector, it's quite a convincing proposition.
The design of vans may increasingly these days be very much the same, but the dealer network and servicing support you get from different brands still varies widely. So you need to think beyond the test drive and spec sheet figures. Do that if you're in search of a 1-ton, mid-sized electric van, and there's just a chance your inquiries could lead you to this one, the Fiat E-Scudo. The Scudo nameplate is unlikely to be that familiar. It was reintroduced to the Fiat professional van range in 2022 after a gap of 6 years, during which the company's mid-size models were badged Talento. The Scudo model line's return comes as its maker has reverted to the shared EMP2 Stellantis Group platform, which means there can also be an all-electric version, this E-Scudo. But it also means this full battery LCV must compete against 3 near-identical Stellantis Group models with different badges: the Vauxhall Vivaro Electric, the Citroën E-Dispatch and the Peugeot E-Expert, plus another near-identical model, the Toyota Pro-Ace Electric. From that list, the E-Scudo might not initially be your first pick if prices were similar, but unlike its rivals, it comes with the advantage of backing from a dealer network designed for commercials rather than cars. Many of the franchises are also in sister brand IVECO's network of service centres, and that could be significant. If you're wondering what driving a full electric mid-size van might be like, well, there's not too much to get your head round. You turn the key in the ignition, wait for the starting beep, then flick the gear toggle into drive. There's a drive mode selector that allows drivers to switch between eco, normal and sport modes. The normal setting restricts you to 109 horsepower and will feel a little bit like driving a lower capacity diesel. Eco mode restricts you further to 81.5 horsepower and reduces the power consumption of the air conditioning and other accessories. If you want the full 136 horsepower of the electric motor, selecting Sport mode unlocks it. There's also a gear shift selector, B option, that ploughs extra regenerated energy back into the battery, offering more resistance while you're slowing down. Top speed is just 84 miles an hour. Unlike combustion engine Scudos, this E-Scudo isn't British built in Luton, but is put together alongside its Stellantis Group electric LCV stablemates at a French production plant in Orday. Apart from the badge work, there's little to set this full electric Scudo apart from its diesel engine stablemates. And as with the combustion models, there's a choice of short wheelbase standard or long wheelbase maxi variants, but Fiat doesn't offer a high roof option with either powertrain. Visually, it looks pretty similar to the Vivaro Electric, but to differentiate the Scudo, there's a Fiat-specific front grille, complete with the company's latest brand badge, plus a swept-back pair of headlamps. Inside, it's all pretty identical to the Scudo diesel, though the gear lever gets replaced by a drive selector and next to it, a rocker switch for clicking between the various drive modes. In the instrument binnacle, in place of the usual right-hand rev counter, you get a power meter with eco, charge and power sections. Further up are little gauges for battery charge and one showing whether you're using the powertrain on max or eco. A little screen between the main dials can be set to a power flow monitor, showing state of charge and what's being powered by what, which on top spec variants is also duplicated in larger form on a 7-inch centre infotainment screen. As in any ordinary Scudo, there's quite a low seating position for a van, with plenty of seat and wheel adjustment. As usual in this class, a 3-person bench seat is fitted, and on most variants there's a moduwork bulkhead flap so that longer items can be pushed through from the cargo area. The dashboard is almost identical to that you'll find in the other versions of this design, which means that most functions are on the central touchscreen, though the climate controls are separated out below. That moduwork feature also allows the passenger seat to fold forward so the backrest can lay flat to create a handy work surface. As with other Stellantis Group mid-sized EV vans, E-Scudo LCV pricing starts at around £35,000, excluding VAT and OTR charges, after deduction of the £5,000 government plug-in van grant, and this LCV is available as a van or a crew cab or as a short wheelbase chassis cab. That latter variant can be had in base SX trim. Otherwise, for the 2 van body styles, you'll be choosing between Technico or business levels of spec. It's just over £3,000 to graduate from the base 50 kWh battery to the larger 75 kWh one. As for mid-sized EV van rivals, well, 3 Stellantis Group models share all of this E-Scudo's engineering and design. The Peugeot E-Expert, the Citroën E-Dispatch and the Vauxhall Vivaro Electric, as does the Toyota ProAce Electric. There's also the Mercedes E-Vito, and the Nissan-Renault Alliance has developed an EV powertrain for its Renault Trafic and Nissan Primastar models. Plus, new generation Ford Transit Custom and Volkswagen Transporter vans have been developed with full EV drivetrains. You might also want to consider 2 other similarly sized mid-shaped van EVs, the retro-style Volkswagen ID Buzz Cargo and the value-priced Maxus E-Deliver 3. If you're prepared to widen that brief to include plug-in hybrids, then you might additionally include the LEVC VN5, and at the time of this test, Ford was still selling the PHEV version Transit Custom too. If, having considered all of this, you conclude that it is some sort of E-Scudo you really want, you'll need to know just how generous Fiat has been with the standard spec. So let's take a look at that now. Equipment features with base Technico trim include the useful moduwork package, which gives you a fold-up middle seat, a fold-down writing table in the centre seat back, and storage under the passenger bench, plus a useful load-through flap under the outer passenger seat into the cargo area. Technico spec also upgrades you with air conditioning, a laminated acoustic windscreen, and auto headlamps and wipers. If you or your company can stretch to the top business spec model, there's a much more upmarket feel, both inside and out, plus a different level of technology. Outside upgrades include smart 17-inch alloy wheels, metallic paint, front fog lamps, LED daytime running lights, and what Fiat calls a look pack, which gets you a body-coloured finish for the front and rear bumpers, the side rubbing strips, and the exterior door handles. Inside, at business level, the main gain is a 7-inch colour touchscreen with Fiat Connect navigation, a USB socket and Apple CarPlay or Android Auto smartphone mirroring. This monitor additionally houses the Visio Park rear-view camera system. There's also leather covering for the gear lever and the multifunction steering wheel. On to safety features. Now, every E-Scudo comes with front driver and passenger airbags, ABS anti-lock brakes, traction control, ESC or electronic stability control, and hill assist that prevents the van from rolling backwards when pulling away on inclines. What else? Well, stretch at least as far as mid-range Technico trim, and there's the option of the attention kit, which comes as standard with this top business spec. And this includes lane departure warning, traffic sign recognition, smart beam, automatic headlamp dipping, and a driver attention warning feature that advises operators to take a break after 2 hours of uninterrupted motoring. Tyre pressure monitoring is an option across the range. The EV drivetrain doesn't affect the cargo area. carriage capacity is unchanged over an ordinary diesel Scudo at 5.3 cubic metres for the standard length version and 6.1 cubic metres for the long wheelbase maxi variant. The only practical area where you really suffer with the electric model is in terms of maximum payload, which will be around 200 kilograms down on what you get from the 2-litre diesel. The payload is 1,226 kilos in the standard length model and 1,000 kilos in the maxi version. Predictably, you won't be able to tow as much with an electric Scudo as with a diesel one, but unlike some rivals, at least it can tow up to 1,000 kilos. We gave you the driving range figures in our driving section: 142 miles for the 50 kilowatt hour battery model and 205 miles for the 75 kilowatt hour variant. The cost savings versus diesel models won't of course be as great as they used to be, but they should still be substantial. At this vehicle's original launch before the electricity crisis, Fiat reckoned that an operator would save around £100 a month compared to a 2-litre diesel Scudo, based on covering 40 miles a day. Servicing costs will be lower as well. There's no road tax, benefit-in-kind tax is levied at 60% of the normal van rate, and the Scudo Electric is exempt from the London congestion charge. Charging via a 7.4 kilowatt wall box, 11 kilowatts for faster charging is an option, will take over 7 hours for the 50 kilowatt hour battery. It's more than 11 hours for the 75 kilowatt hour unit. If you find a 100 kilowatt DC rapid charger when you're out and about, you'll be able to get the smaller battery from near empty to 80% full in around half an hour. It'll take around 45 minutes to do the same with the larger capacity unit. A 13 amp Type 2 cable in a domestic socket will give you 6 miles of range per hour and will need around 36 hours for a full charge. There's quite a lot to like here. As we've seen with Peugeot, Citroën, Vauxhall and Toyota versions of this same all-electric design, the E-Scudo is as class competitive as you can currently get in the important areas of driving range, practicality and running costs for a mid-sized EV van of this kind. As we said earlier, what we think sets it apart is the Fiat Professional Service Centre backup, especially where it's shared with an IVECO network based around the much more demanding logistical needs of mission-critical large HGVs. The chances are your business is simply going to be looked after better than by a dealership that only specialises in cars. If Fiat Professional could complete the proposition by offering here the same opportunity for up to 10 years of warranty coverage that you can get with a comparable Toyota Pro-Ace Electric, we'd have no hesitation in making the E-Scudo our top pick in this class. As it is, it gets very close to that.